Well, what happened to the music? I'm missing my man, my show music on that one. Goodness gracious of life. Oh man, all right, but I didn't hear it. See, Jason, man, you got to talk about that. But good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight's virtual conversation, where we focus on empowering Black men with tools for resilience, success, and achieving our dreams. We're excited about tonight's conversation, and we hope that you leave with insights and strategies that can help you navigate your personal and professional journey. I'm your host, that's right, handsome guy, James Bush. And as always, I'm honored to be here with our incredible panelists. Tonight, we have a diverse group of individuals who are all making significant strides in their respective fields. They are people who have not only overcome challenges, but have turned them into opportunities. And they're here to share their experiences with us. Without further delay, let's get to it. First up, Dr. Timothy Brown, better known as Mr. Positivity. Dr. Tim, what's going on with you?
Hey, James, it is good to be here. I'm honored to be on this panel today, and I'm looking forward to talking about all the ways that we can help empower our men.
Man, that is awesome. Now, for those who don't know, Dr. Tim is better known as Mr. Positivity. Dr. Brown is an optometrist and a successful Avon sales representative who has traveled the world. Dr. Brown, I would like some skin so soft. Anyway,
Yes, sir. We can do it for you.
he runs their own optometry clinic, impacting countless lives through his work. Dr. Brown has a wealth of knowledge about resilience and success. So I appreciate that, and I'll be looking in the mail for that skin so soft. Moving on. Our next dynamic duo, we have Mr. and Mrs. Michael and Janice Williams. Double trouble, I called them already as of last time. The Williams, I said I wasn't going to say the Williams twins, but now I want to do that. But the Williams, welcome to the show. How y'all doing?
We're great. How are you?
Thank you, James. We're excited to being here on tonight.
Yes, Lord, we came to start some trouble on tonight.
Yes,
we
Lord.
are excited to be on this panel with these lovely people tonight. So we thank God for you. Thank God for our dear friend Jason. So we're excited on tonight.
Y'all. It's one of the when you got man, Sister Williams and Brother Williams when they come man to the front of the congregation. You know it's gonna be some oil or something being slang back and forth, and somebody's gonna be carrying, somebody's gonna be walking, somebody's gonna be running, and hopefully somebody is dropping some money. But anyway,
no doubt.
Together, the Williams are authors, pastors, and entrepreneurs who embody the spirit of go-getters. They are dedicated to making a positive impact in their community, balancing their professional and personal lives with faith and ambition. Michael and Janice, thank you guys for joining us. Now, we got some technical difficulties. No, I'm just messing. We don't. I have, last but not least, Dr. LaShonda Lucas. Oh, great. She's not here. Wow. All right. Well, let's move on, man, to our current dialogue. We're going to pick on Dr. Brown for a moment. Now that we've met
I'm here. Pick on me. I'm here.
Now that we've met our panelists, let's dive into our conversation. Tonight's topic is empowering Black men, the tools for resilience, success, and achieving your dreams. It's a critical discussion, especially in today's climate where Black men often face unique challenges in both their personal and physical professional lives. So let's get to it. Let me ask you a quick question, Dr. Brown. You've had a diverse career that spans optometry, Avon sales, and even international travel. What advice do you have for Black men trying to stay resilient when faced with career or personal setbacks?
Thank you, James. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that question as well. You know, myself, as a Black man entrepreneur, helping to run Insight Family Eye Care with my wife, you know, we often go through challenges. And one of the things that I can encourage someone who may be listening tonight is to find the strength, find that determination to bounce back and recover quickly when you're going through those challenges and those personal setbacks, whether it be personally or within your career. And one of the ways that you can do it, as you see here, by having a positive mindset. You want to keep positive thoughts flowing through your mind. You want to keep positive thoughts always there in your mind, because those are the things that's going to give you the strength when you're going through those challenges there. And as you're bouncing back, one of the things that help many people bounce back and that I encourage people is to just face the truths, face the truths that's out there. And someone listening may say, what are those truths that you're talking about? That as you're trying to build, as you're preparing to be successful in your career, or you're trying to build a business, or you're trying to move forward, there's going to be systemic challenges. There are going to be racial discrimination, the truths. These are not things that we just put out there and we just throw the word out because it sounds good. These are real challenges that Black men will face as they're trying to build a successful business, as they're trying to move forward and navigate through their career in life. But as you go through those challenges, you got to maintain your strength. You got to make sure that you face those truths, because that's what's going to allow you to be able to cope. And that's going to allow you to be able to thrive as you're going through those challenges. And I keep telling people, challenges come to strengthen us. They're not there to tear you down. So you want to push your way through them, knowing that you're going to be stronger as you come out on the other side. And so as you continue to strive to build your career or your personal dream or goal that you're trying to achieve there, try to draw support from your communities. Surround yourself with positive people. Here it goes again, that word positive. Surround yourself with positive people. You want to have a good circle of family and friends who's going to uplift, provide that uplift for you when you're going through those challenges, but also that's going to pray for you. Prayer works, and I don't want you guys to say, oh, he's going on getting religious on us, but I just know from my personal experience, prayer works, whether that's through personal, with my family, my marriage, my career. Prayer works. So find a circle of family and friends that's going to pray for you as you're going through your challenges. Tell them to help pray you through your challenges there. You don't want to avoid those challenges, because as I said, you're going to be stronger when you come out on the other side. So make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. You go through these challenges, sometimes you can get really low. So self-care is very important, making sure that you're monitoring your diet, your mental health. All of that is important as we're going through these challenges. And you want to make sure that you're listening to positive messages, because those things are going to help uplift you when you're going through that. And you want to stay driven. You have a goal that you're trying to achieve. You have a career that you're trying to work on. So you want to stay driven and stay on the course there. So as you're trying to stay on course, I always tell my team, educate yourself. Don't just sit waiting for something to happen. Continue to educate yourself. And as you're educating yourself, something will pop into your mind and say, wow, I haven't tried that. And that can help bring you out of that challenging situation that you're facing there. And then, men, this is something that sometimes we don't do, but we need to celebrate our small wins. We're not always we don't always have to wait for a huge success, a big outcome. Every small win that you get, you should celebrate that, because why? That's going to help build your confidence. That's going to keep you motivated as you're going through that challenging state in mind. So as I finish up, answering this question for you, I just want men to remember that you don't want to avoid challenging situations. Let them come, so that you can learn how to grow through them as you're going through them, and you learn how to adapt there as well, so that you can be a stronger man, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your community. I hope I didn't take too much time.
No, you didn't take too much time on that. You help us usher in Dr. LaShonda Lucas, the clinical social worker who is bane of professional counselors' existence. I'm just messing with it. Dr. Lucas, research and community advocate, is a visionary behind the Black Mental Health Conference, a platform dedicated to addressing mental health in the Black community. She is passionate about helping individuals heal and thrive. And tonight, she's going to be a social worker. Well, not per se, but That's her title. And she's going to share some powerful tools for resilience. Dr. Lucas, welcome to the panel.
Thank you. It is an honor to be here. And so, listen, tonight I'm going to be a wife. I'm going to be a mom of 2 little Black boys. I'm going to be a social worker. I'm going to be a therapist. And I'm going to be an inner beauty expert. So I'm going to be all of that tonight.
Good grief. Okay. Okay.
I'm going to give you all the perspectives.
All right. Had to bring her up. Now I got to go pick on Dr. Lucas. I got to go pick up on Mr. Positivity real quick, man, because he dropped some nuggets right there before he left. He dropped some nuggets. It's one of those things where we're talking about resilience and about people that you have in your corner. And I'm reminded of 2 passages in the Bible. No, I'm not religious or anything like that. I just read a lot when I was little. And we're talking about as far as, man, when the scouts from the 12 tribes of Israel went to spot out the promised land. And only 2, the youngest ones, were the ones who said that, hey, we can do this. And the other, it was like, no, the hell we can't. and you saw what happened in the end. You know, we have descriptions of King David and when he's in the cave of Adullam. And basically, it says David had to encourage himself because all these folks, man, was waning. They were out their mind. They were pissed off and they was frustrated. And I see your point and when you're talking about of the crowd that you keep, especially when you're going through things. And that is necessary. Now, but here's the thing I think sometimes adversity is like a truth serum. It brings out the truth in you as well as those who you have around you. So you can't necessarily know how people are going to respond in certain activities, right? What are some tools that you would recommend that you say that would be great for people to kind of like gain or glean from so that they will have their tools necessary for the toolbox for the job?
The tools to navigate around toxic people.
Yes.
Toxic environments.
Yeah, toxic people that you don't want when that day comes. Because we all are going to have something that happens. And you want to make sure that as best as possible that you have the right individuals, I call basic tools, that's what I'm saying, to do the job. Right.
And it comes pretty simple sometimes. Just listen more to how people respond when you may be asking them for advice or you're talking with them about certain situations.
Okay.
If that person have the perspective where all they can always give you is a negative perspective on something, they always have a negative comment. You say, oh man, it's nice and sunny today. And they were like, wow, it's so hot today, man, hot. You know, they can't find that power to just join the positive wagon with you. You know, that's the person that you possibly want to just go ahead and mark off your list of someone who you want to keep around. You want to look for those people who can join you in offering positive advice and who can share experiences where they came through those experiences by maybe not giving up. You know, you want to find those people that's not giving up, because when you're going through your challenges, you don't want people to give up on you. So you want to try to listen for those people who are not giving up on self. You know, don't give up on yourself. Keep working on yourself and encourage people to keep working on what they may not be the strongest in right now at this point.
Man, I'm definitely liking that, because again, like I said, it's one of those type of situations where you kind of ask yourself, all right, now that I'm here, I don't have time to pontificate. I don't have time to explain. I need people that are ready, that are prepared.
Exactly. It's about like they prepare the team for a football game, or they're preparing the guys for the basketball game. They're training as they're going along. So as you take this journey that we call life, you got to start looking for the clues. And when people show you, they say this, when people show you the first time who they really are, believe it. You know, don't come up with excuses and say, oh, they're having a bad day. No. Believe it. It will show up again. I promise you. I try to be the nice one and say, oh, okay, that's strange. But hey, the Lord will give you discernment and he'll let you know exactly.
Okay, Dr. Brown, you getting into my own personal counseling right there, man. You getting into it, man. We gotta cut that. We gotta cut that.
Yeah, so just pick up on the clues. That's all. Just pick up on it.
Pick up the clues. All right. Coming back to the front of the conversation, we got Mr. and Mrs. Williams, the entrepreneurs and the pastors. You guys have had your own experiences with resilience. What has helped you both stay motivated and continue pushing forward, especially when things get tough? You're married. So, I mean, that's got to say something in and of itself right there, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I would say, first of all, God.
Okay.
God. Second of all, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that we deal with is pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most people don't understand that we're built to handle pressure. Whether it's in the workforce,
Mhm.
whether it's in your marriage,
Mhm.
whether it's just being out in the community,
Yes.
pressure is going to be applied to you.
Mhm.
So the question is, what you're going to do with the pressure that's being applied to you?
Mhm.
That's where wisdom come in.
Yes.
Now, I can take this pressure and I can use it for good
Mhm.
or for bad.
Mhm.
Many years, I used the pressure that I was going through as a man in a negative sense.
Mhm.
And so it yielded negative fruit.
Come on.
But once I begin, how you say, stop all that stinking thinking
Mhm.
and realize that the pressure that I'm going through is going to make me who God ordained me to be from the beginning.
That's good.
So it's a journey. Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. From a wife perspective, I would say, I'm going to talk to you from a wife perspective. I can talk to you from an author perspective, from all these other perspectives, but a wife is my second ministry other to God. So I just know in encouraging my husband and helping him stay motivated and helping him with resilience. We've been married almost 22 years and been together almost 24. And one thing I can say, of course, it is God, but we have to remember the valleys. We have to remember those dry places. We have to remember when we didn't have. We have to remember what we have been through. And through it all, we have been resilient. We have encouraged one another. I have encouraged him. I have pushed him. I have prayed for him. As James Bush, Dr. Bush, he was talking about, no, Dr. Brown, he was talking about prayer and how important it is. It's so important. We didn't grow up in church, like you were saying. You just read a lot. Well, we didn't grow up in church. And so we went to church maybe Easter and maybe if it's on your birthday. We always tell people we was past the dirt. Okay, so that's why we believe in community. That's why we believe in evangelizing. That's why we go to the rough places. We go to the places with roaches on the wall. We go to the places. Literally, we went to somebody's house and prayed, and roaches was coming off the wall, and a roach hit my husband's alligator shoe. Okay, but we kept on praying.
Yes,
you talking about resilience?
Yes, Lord.
I'm gonna tag you right there in case you got something else. Yeah, baby.
And just through the years, it's kind of like if you ever took a martial arts class, one thing that they would teach you is that, say like they want to make your hands stronger. They will actually have you to hit a target over and over and over and over. Even though it may hurt, what it does, it cuts the skin of your hand.
Yes.
And when new skin begin to grow back, it's a lot more harder than it was than the first batch that was removed.
Come on now.
So that's how life is.
Yes.
You get hit, but you got to keep moving forward. And all it is doing is God is teaching you how to have tough skin.
Yes.
Now, people are not going to be nice to you in life.
Yeah.
You got to know what your target is.
That's it.
And if you don't have a target, you wasting all your ammunition.
Come on now.
But if you can stop, calm yourself, collect your mind and your thoughts.
Yes.
And realize what you really want to do. There's nothing that nobody can do to stop you.
And with that, and I'm going to add people as Dr. Brown, and we're going to close this to the next question. But as Dr. Brown was saying about the people, you have to remove negative people from amongst your circle.
Right.
Now, everybody is not going to be positive, but you don't have any control over yourself. I mean, over others, but you got control over yourself. And so one thing that I do as a wife to help my husband stay resilient, I pray for the naysayers, those that say we can't do, those that say you ain't gonna be, those that say I remember when. See, I love that. I love all of that because I know what God said. I know what his word said. I know our story. I know. Real quick, 7 months ago, my husband got into a car accident and the insurance people said they wasn't going to do this and they wasn't going to do that. But we know the God that we serve. You talking about resilient? We called. We was persistent. We was tenacious. You talking about resilience? Tenacious. And everything they said they weren't going to do, they end up doing. And 2 weeks ago, we got our new Jeep. So we want to encourage you on tonight.
Yes, that's true.
You can do it.
Yes, you can.
You can do it.
All right,
Just
all right.
Keep moving.
Mr. and Mrs. Williams, I mean, my mind has been hijacked for the last 8 minutes while you were giving that wonderful response because I was trying to figure out a constructive way of how to ask you guys when the roach hit the gators.
Woo!
Did you lay hand on the roach? Did you cast out the foul and demonic spirit of the roach? Did you just speak to the roach or anything like that? I mean, I'm just trying to figure this out in what kind of way because I mean, yeah, I heard all of it, man. You know, positivity, have the people in your corner. You know that like I'm good, but I'm still on the damn roach right there. That's like on the roach. You know, like how? What was the ending of that?
The ending of that was I seen it and I just kicked it off because at the time, this man and this woman wanted to give their life to Christ.
Yes.
And basically that was a distraction. And anything or anyone that comes to distract, you just got to flick them off you and keep going.
I like that.
Flick them off.
Just flick them off.
Just flip.
Flick them off. Gotcha.
And you got spiritual roaches. So when those spiritual roaches come, you just flick them off.
Yeah,
and keep
flick them off.
Get you around. Get around some people that can flick. You know, y'all just band together and can't nothing come in. You know, you, Jason, me. Who else we got here? We got Dr. Brown. Hold on, let me not miss nobody. Dr. Lucas. See, that's what we doing tonight. We just flicking them out, baby.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Williams. Dr. Lucas.
I'm over here cutting up. That was Williams.
Let me get serious for a moment. As a researcher and an advocate for mental health in the Black community, you know how important mental wellness is for resilience. Can you talk about the Black Mental Health Conference and how people can get involved to help create a stronger foundation for mental health in our community? By the way, I'm still waiting for my acceptance on my proposal, and I never got it 2 years in a row.
What?
But anyway, let's go like that.
Oh my gosh.
How people can get involved to help create a stronger foundation for mental health in our community. We're not going to talk about that right now.
Oh my, okay, we got to talk after because I didn't know. I
got denied, but it's all right
though. So here's what I'll say because I've been listening to the conversation and we got some dope people on here, and I love Mr. Positivity and talking about how to be positive, keeping positive people around you.
Yes.
But I just want to say this. There's a saying that says experience is the best teacher.
I like that.
You heard that before?
I have heard that.
Right. I want to just twist that up a little bit because experience may not be the best teacher, but it's the most expensive teacher. It's going to cost you a lot. If you have to go through it, it's going to cost you something. Right. So when we talk about mental wellness and resilience, you have to honor the experience that you've had, right? Because they do teach you something. You grow, you shape, and you can evolve into a better person going through something, right? If you're going to go through it, if God says he's going to use it, then you need to use it. Right. It's not for nothing. So I wanted to add that to the conversation because I think it's a little bit of what everybody said all together. If it already cost you something, I call this raising your price. Raise what it costs for people to access you in this season. I call it raising your price because it costs you something to be you today. So I think that kind of pulled together what they were saying. I'm sitting in the back just doing all this. I don't know if you can see me, but I was excited.
I love it. I mean, when you said that, it just, man, hit that Fat Joe comment, yesterday's price is not today's price.
The price is up because it cost me something. I done had a roach hit my foot today. Okay. Like I'm a whole new person today, and you're going to have to honor that experience because I'm going to have to honor that. But how can people get involved? So here's what I want you to know about the Black Mental Health Conference. This conference is the very first of its kind, because what we're doing is centering Blackness and mental health, right? And we're also centering cultural responsive practices. We're centering that. And we're honoring people's experience. We're honoring the Black experience. And so a lot of time when we do that, we're only honoring the deficits in our community. We're only talking about where we're failing, where we're not doing well, what we need to improve on. But this conference centers on what we are doing well. This is an empowerment conference. It's not just an educational space, it's a relational space, is what I tell people. And so we had the first conference in February. We had about 200 mental health advocates show up. We had the amazing Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Chrisette Michele to show up in that space. And then this year, or next year, 2025, we have icon LaToya Luckett, who's going to show up in this space, right? And so how can you get involved? Have the conversations with us. I'm scared to say this now, but submit the proposals to to speak at the conference. Attend, because there were people who attended the first year and they're coming back the second year, some as speakers. We had our Black mental health hero who was awarded back in February. She's coming back as a speaker. So how can you get involved? Nominate a Black mental health hero. That's an award that we give out, someone who's inspired you in the areas of mental health. What we're doing this year also is awarding a Black mental health scholar. So this is a student in a bachelor's, master's, or PhD program who puts their attention on research that centers Black mental health, right? So that student can come and be awarded, and they may receive a stipend, or scholarship. So that's the work that we're doing. Get involved with us. But I would say, you mentioned the Promised Land when they sent the spies into the Promised Land, and it was Caleb and Joshua who came back. And you said it was the young people, right, who came back. And what they were able to do is offer a different perspective. Okay, they offered a perspective that could overcome fear and stigma. And that's what we need to do, to have these conversations. We call them Black mental health conversations. Who are the people who can come in and inform you and offer perspectives that overcome fear and stigma when it relates to mental health in the Black community? Because we love to talk about Black on Black crime. We love to talk about what's not going well. We love to talk about how we're not talking about mental health. But what are we doing? What are we doing? Because we have a strong community. The Black community is strong and resilient. So what are we doing? And how can we capitalize on that? How can we emphasize that and promote that and normalize that, right? Instead of talking about the deficits. So the deficits are there. But having the conversations, joining together in educational and relational spaces, having those safe spaces to have the conversation, that's how we can advance this.
Gotcha. Love that, man. I love that answer. Now, let's get a little deeper.
Okay.
More personal questions, and now we got to address the issues that Black men face. Dr. Brown, Mr. Positivity, he stepped front and center.
I'm still here.
Oh, you still here? All right, I love it.
I'm still here.
As a community, we've been taught to hide our emotions and appear strong at all times. But often, This leads to emotional suppression and can even contribute to mental and physical health struggles. Stress, cortisol pumping into that bloodstream. How do we create spaces where Black men feel safe enough to express their emotions, especially when they may feel at their lowest points?
Wow. You know, it's sometimes at those lowest points when challenges hit us the hardest, you know. I always tell people when you're at that low point, sometimes you're at that low point for you to just stay still and listen for a little while versus trying to move around. Sometimes you're at that low point is for you to look up and talk to God, you know, where your health and strength comes from. I like to say we need to challenge the normal roles that society is placing men in, being tough, being dominant, feeling that we are entitled to things. There's a term for that. I think it's called toxic masculinity. That's the thing that we need to challenge, having the belief that men belong in certain roles and we're supposed to be dominant in all situations. That sometimes prevent men from expressing themselves. I want to encourage men to be expressive, letting them know that you can have that opportunity to express yourself when you are around family members or around your spouse or around your son or around the guys. You know, we need to tear down that wall so that we can have guys that are more open, having that open dialogue and not feeling that, hey, if I do this, or if I say this, or if I bring flowers, or I give candy, you know, all the things there, it's going to show that I'm soft. I think guys are scared to express their emotions, and we could do our part for encouraging them and making men feel, you know, I'm not a therapist, but I think one of the key things that we could do to help men is just help them feel valued, help them feel respected, and also to let men know that you can speak without judgment. I think those things are important for encouraging us to express and show our emotional side there as well. And we tend to have something at our church called Men Locker Room. And at Men Locker Room, it's an open talk. It's just for men, nothing against the ladies. You guys have support groups as well. But in Men Locker Room, what goes on in men's locker room, what is said in men's locker room stays in men's locker room. But it allows men to come out and have a discussion, to talk about things, whether it be an addiction, or whether it's an abuse, whether they're going through some terrible times in their marriage. You know, all of those topics are open for discussion. And I think we need to continue to create these spaces that men feel comfortable opening up and talking about the things that they're going through. Now, if you see a man and you're like, man, he never have a problem, I guarantee you're wrong. Sometimes men are trying to hide the fact that they're going through challenges. Sometimes society say you need to tough it out and go through it alone. But I want to say you don't have to go through it alone. As I said before, create that circle, that strong circle of family and friends. And also just get registered, not registered, but get connected to a professional, a therapist, someone who's trained to counsel you and to help you go through those things. And then as a community, we can teach our pastors and our leaders and our mentors, coaches and teachers how to be ready to help direct and guide men when they come to them, because men will often go to places that they consider to be safe, where they can speak and what they're talking about doesn't get out. So when they come to the church, someone needs to be there to help guide them. So if we can equip our leaders and our mentors with the skills that they need to help guide these guys, I think that would help as well for men opening up.
Man, that's so many different questions, man. But I want to get to the Williams real quick, because I'm gonna come back around to you on Dr. Brown. Man, so much on that one. As both pastors and entrepreneurs, often brings you into a close in contact with individuals at their most vulnerable spaces. When Black men struggle with self-esteem or personal setbacks, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, what are some ways we can help them build back their confidence? How can we encourage them? It's a part B on that.
Well, this is something that I do anyway. I actually volunteer at a men's shelter.
Okay.
And what helps is being honest and being transparent.
Yes.
Okay.
Because like Mr. Brown said, people in the church, some of them try to seem like, they don't go through nothing. But it's not until you destroy that wall yourself by being honest and transparent and strong enough to say, hey, I go through problems. Hey, I struggle in life. Hey, I got to repent about things every day.
Yes.
Then when they feel that you're being honest, because people can feel when you lying to them.
Mm-hmm.
People can feel when you fake.
That's right.
I always say it's easier for me to be myself than for me to pretend to be somebody I'm not.
That's right.
So when I already know who I am, because God said who I was, then I can be honest with men that are going through.
Yes.
Like, hey, I can give you examples of things I struggled with. Things that, I used to be an alcoholic. I used to have a drug problem. I used to have a woman problem. But those were generational curses. That's what reality gave me.
That's it.
Through choices.
Come on.
But through the washing of the word,
come on,
God told me I can break some generational curses.
Yes.
I'm the first man in my family tree to graduate and get a diploma.
Yes.
I'm the first man in my family tree to get married and stay married.
Come on now.
I'm the first man in my family tree to buy home and land and on the way to possessing it. So we just have to be honest and transparent.
Yes. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. I think another thing we can do too is to share our experiences. That is so important, and to make sure that we know who we are, because even though I'm not a man, I'm married to a man, and so a real man.
Yes, sir.
And so when, for example, my husband had took a test for the state of North Carolina, and he didn't pass it the first time. And he just testified about this on Sunday because we had to speak somewhere. And he didn't pass it the first time. And so when he didn't pass it, I was right there encouraging him, saying, hey, baby, you can do it. You take it again. You got this. We're going to pray. We're going to pray harder. But you got this. You don't give up. And he took it again, and he passed the second time. And that's what we have to do when we're talking to these young men, when we, or women, but tonight we're talking about men. We have to let them know just because they didn't get it the first time doesn't mean that they give up. They got to keep trying. They got to keep pursuing. They got to keep chasing the things that they want. Keep chasing their dreams. Keep chasing it, because the success is right there. Then they need to get with somebody that's successful.
Yes.
Just because a person looks successful doesn't mean that they are.
Yes,
they got to know what their success look like, because our success and your success looks different. Okay? Success looks different for everybody. So they got to know what they want. And if they don't know what they want, they get with somebody that can guide them and show them the way.
All right. That's all right. That's all right. Mr. and Mrs. Williams, thank you for that. Dr. Lucas, we know that mental health struggles such as depression and anxiety are often overlooked in the Black community, particularly among men. With the pressure of being strong, many men don't reach out for help when they need it most. What can we do to help men recognize the importance of seeking therapy or mental health support?
I love that question, because you're asking what can we do to support men, and that's the only perspective I can give you, right? Because I'm not a man, right? And so what can we do as like I said in the beginning, as a wife and as a mother of 2 little Black boys, what I think that we have to do as women is learn to be comfortable with men's vulnerability and be comfortable with men who experience failure. Because that's a struggle for us sometimes, to see men in a place of vulnerability. Sometimes we can see that as a challenge to their masculinity. a challenge to their role as provider, a challenge to their role as protector because they shed a tear or because they're going through a hard time. And so I think that with majority of helping professionals, therapists being women, there's not a lot of representation. And so for men. And so when they come onto the virtual screen or in the room, they come sit on the couch and talk, they're talking to a woman, they're going to remember the mother, the aunt, the wife, the girlfriend, the sister who told them that they couldn't cry or that made them weep, right? So one, we need the representation, right? So they have those safe spaces as we talked about before. But I think with women, we have to learn how to be comfortable with men's vulnerability and honor that space with them. Allow them to cry, lay their head down. Allow them to say, I'm not feeling it today. I don't feel great today. I don't feel strong today. And that not be a challenge to who they are in their position in the home as the leader, the provider, the protector. And I have to do that with my little boys. I got to teach them that now, you know, so they find the right woman who can honor that when they get older and get married.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's go a little deeper. Now let's talk about some of the internal battles Black men face. Many deal with low self-esteem, trust issues, and even addiction. These struggles can hinder personal and professional success. When Black men are grappling with a lack of trust in others, and sometimes even in themselves, what practical steps can we take as a community to help them build trust again? Practical is the key word. Who wants to go up first? This is a free-for-all right there. Somebody off the top of the elbow drop. Let's go get with it.
One of the things that I've seen communities do is provide workshops. In those workshops, they invite counselors, people who are professionals to be at that workshop and be available to men who are going through challenges, who are dealing with mental health issues there, who are struggling with low self-esteem there. We need to provide men who are going through those challenges with a mentor, somebody who can hold them accountable, somebody who they can reach out to, you know, when they're going through struggles and challenges, and just also to just redirect their mind. Sometimes that need to happen so that they won't see it so much as a struggle, but maybe as a growing phase in life, you know, because we know those challenges, if you stay the course and come out on the other end, as I said in the beginning, you're strengthened from going through those challenges and making it out on the other end. So if we as a community can create those environments where men can come and have that conversation and they can feel comfortable talking with someone who can give them sound advice, someone they can connect with who understand their culture, someone who maybe look like them there and understand some of the talk that they may share, you know, their background. That's important too, as well as when you're selecting who your doctor is going to be. Those things are important because you got that person somewhat in your corner, sharing a perspective that you got, as well as trying to help you through your challenges as well.
Nice.
I'll add on. I think we need to do more things like this, having these conversations. And sharing the vulnerability where anyone can log in on their phone, on their computer and listen and hear it, right? Because what we're doing is normalizing the idea that men need support and they are valuable and we do honor men and their needs. So once they know that, right, that's going to increase some self-esteem. And what I've researched is self-worth, the value that we place on ourselves. We're placing a lot of value on men tonight on a segment of man-versations. This whole thing is for men. And when we center men in the conversation, include their voices in the conversation, they see themselves represented, right? That's what it did for Black people. We saw ourselves on TV. We saw ourselves, you know, getting Oscars and Grammys and winning Olympics. And we started to feel something, even though it wasn't us. We saw ourselves represented and centered in these important spaces. So if we have more of these conversations and we continue to center men and hear their needs, address their needs, I think that is going to increase self-worth and self-esteem for men.
Williams family.
She actually took the comment that I was going to say.
Okay.
But right along with that galloping horse, also, this is needed. Mm-hmm. Even though people may log on and not really have nothing to say, just being there and able to see others share gives them courage to move out of that quietness place.
Yes.
That's what it took for me, because I used to not talk much. My wife, she used to always tell me, you know, you have a word in your mouth that can help somebody. Now she tell me you talk too much. Because I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm all about busting up what the enemy has already planned, because again, we're talking about men. And I'm not afraid to speak and use the voice that God gave me.
That's right.
Because now I know I have authority.
Yes.
And so when we get us in the midst of, you know, just being here, we can encourage each other. Also, I would say share your resources.
That's right.
One thing about it, I know it's hard for some Black people to share resources. Like I'm okay with who I am.
That's
so
right.
If I had something that can help another man come up, I'm going to tell you.
That's right.
And if you go further than me, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
That's right.
Pass it on.
Pass it
because
on.
This is how we preserve the next generation.
That's right.
We have to share.
That's right.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
That's
and
another
to
thing.
piggyback off that, galloping horse. I thank God for you. Yes, when I met him, he was very quiet. And my mom, she said, do he talk? And now you can't stop him from talking. And I never will try, because God is the one that gave me this precious gift beside me. So we just encourage each other. And that's what we have to do. We have to have more things like this. Yes. People, the men, they need an outlet. Even in the school system, we got an invitation to go to a school on Thursday morning to speak to the children. Because it starts, you know, a lot of times we're talking about men, but you got the young boys that are growing up to be men. So we have to, anytime we have a door to open, we just got to go through it. We just got to take it. We can't be afraid. We got to be courageous. We got to get with people that's able, that have resources. If we can't physically do it, then we have to be able to reach out. We got to do research. A lot of times what I'm seeing is that a lot of people that are men, some of them, they're lackadaisical. They that it's either, sometimes it may be they don't know how, you know, they may need help. So we got to encourage them. We got to show them a way. We got to do some research for them. Because everybody there's still people that don't even have a laptop, don't have a computer. Some people don't have a cell phone. It sounds crazy, but there are people that still live like that, and they're okay with it. So we got to have something that we can do for people like that too. So there's a need. And so this is great that we're doing this on tonight, not only in the men perspective, but as women too. You know, so it's great that we're able as women to be on here with you all tonight, to be able to encourage the men too. So I think this is absolutely fantastic.
Awesomeness. Okay, as we move towards wrapping up this conversation, I want to ask you all one final question. I only got 5 minutes for this one, so y'all can't go not 5 minutes and 30 seconds or 6 minutes, 5 minutes. What is the one piece of advice you would give to Black men who are struggling with their mental health, self-esteem, or trust in others? What is something actionable that they can do right now to start building resilience, improving their emotional health, and moving towards success? Let's jump in. 5 minutes.
So I'll jump in and say I agree with all that the speakers have said, connecting young men with older men, so we can have that intergenerational dialogue among them. But right now, I think men who are going through struggles, challenging situations, that growing phase that I talked about in life, first step is just admitting that you're going through it. I think once you get that mental part cleared out, then it allows you to be able to seek help. seek the help that you need to get you through that challenging situation there. And as you're going through that, work on yourself, work on how you talk to yourself, work on how you think about yourself, transform all of your negative thoughts into positive thoughts. I definitely have to say that because I'm Mr. Positivity. And I also want you to work on saying, look at yourself in the mirror, instead of saying, I can't make it. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I can do all things. I am victorious. You have to speak to yourself so that your brain can hear these words. You're not just thinking about it, but you're actually speaking it into existence there. And I think that that's important for helping me get along. But also, as we're going through challenging situations, you want to do that self-care. Make sure that you are managing your diet, reducing your stress, watching how you're exercising as well, so that you are reducing the stress and keeping your health under control during those challenging times there. I think those are steps that men can take. And I also think that you will continue to read books that's out there available. There we have a lot of great authors who are sharing information to help you when you're going through those times there. So take the time to educate yourself as well when you're going through challenging situations. Never give up, guys. If you're listening to this and you're on the verge of giving up because you're mentally tired, you're tired of rejection, you're fearful of what's going to happen if you do this and do that, conquer that fear. Take that step forward. Connect yourself with a strong brother or sister who can be there with you and help walk you through the challenging situation. But don't give up. It's easy to give up. We want you to stay the course and stay into action there and see it through.
Nice. Dr. Lucas, the Williams family. What y'all got?
I would say,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Dr. Lucas.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say quickly, just get connected to people who can support you through this, to safe spaces. I think that's going to be valuable. Men, all of us need accountability. We need people to keep our arms lifted in the middle of the struggle, in the middle of the fight. And so I would say just get connected to a support group.
Awesome.
I would say real fast, get it right with God.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I realized, I kept losing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have no spiritual help.
Mm-hmm.
But when I learned that I was fighting against a God that was way stronger than me, I wanted to be on his team. So when I repented
mm-hmm.
and did the things he wanted me to do, everything changed.
Yes.
Mm.
That's
Wow.
beautiful. Yes, I would say that as well, to piggyback off of what my husband said, because that's been over 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
And he has never failed. God has never failed us. And I would say clean out the clutter. If you're hanging around people that not doing you any good, it doesn't seem like you're getting any further. All they have to say is, like, I think it was Mr. Dr. Brown at the beginning about the sun and the, giving that thing. I think, you have to stay around positive people. That's so important. And that is key as well, because you're only going to go as far as who you hang around. And if you hang around smut, then eventually smut is going to get on you. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes we have found in the midst of pastors, in the midst of entrepreneurs, in the midst of everything else behind our name and in front of our name, in the end, when all that is gone, your mental health, if your mental health is right, your body will line up. And so a lot of times it's the mental that is broken, even when the body seems like it's doing well. But people can get in your mind by the things that they say. So sometimes you got to clean out the clutter.
I love that. Too close to the close. Thank you all, panelists, for this incredible powerful and thoughtful conversation. Thank you once again, all. You've shared invaluable tools and insights on resilience, success, and importance of mental health for Black men. For our viewers, take these lessons with you and know that no matter where you are in your journey, you are not alone. Create spaces for yourself to heal, grow, and achieve. Let's continue to support one another and build the future we want to see. Before we close out tonight's discussion, I want to give each of our panelists an opportunity to share how people can connect with them and learn more about the great work they are doing. Let's start with Mr. Positivity himself, Mr. Dr. Brown.
Hey, everybody. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'm also on TikTok. Timothy Brown, Mr. Positivity. Glad to always share a word of positivity, to try to help jumpstart your day. If you want to learn more about what we do in optometry, Insight Family Eye Care is where I am there, Insight Family Eye Care. You can Google us and we'll pop up for you in Augusta, Georgia. And if you love to have some skin so soft as our brother James love, I'm here at youravon.com/Timothy Brown. Stay positive, continue to put yourself first, and prioritize what's most important for you in life.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Brown. Double Trouble themselves, the Williams family. How can we reach out to you guys?
Well, we can be reached at email address m2jworkingtogether.
That's our website, m2jworkingtogether.com. We're on Facebook. Our marriage ministry is Make It Last Marriage Fellowship.
I love it.
The women's ministry that I have is No More Brokenness Women's Fellowship. Our email is makeitlasmarriage@gmail.com. The phone number is 919-975-1565. And we are best-selling authors. If you would like a book, our book is Bulletproof Withstanding Heavy Ammunition. Amen. And it can be found on our website, m2jworkingtogether.com. And I also have a book myself, an anthology with a couple of other people. It's called Bouncing Back from Life Blows. You also can get that on our website at m2jworkingtogether.com.
Awesomeness. Dr. Lucas, social worker yourself. Tell the audience how the people can get in contact with the Black Mental Health Conference.
Absolutely. So you can contact me. You can email me at LaShondaLucas@gmail.com. My Instagram and Facebook is Dr. LaShonda. And then my website is drlashandalucas.com. And so I have a private practice called Beauty Marks. This is based on Isaiah 61, where it tells us that he gives us a crown of beauty for ashes. I don't believe that life experiences leave us with scars or wounds, but with beauty marks. Regarding the Black Mental Health Conference, you can go to Instagram. We are BMH Conference. The website is thebmhconference.com. Right now, tickets to the conference are on a Black Friday sale. You can get 20% off any of your tickets. That's VIP, standard, or a vendor ticket. You can also find us on Facebook at the Black Mental Health Conference. So I invite you guys to send me a message on any of the social media sites. You can send me an email, but I invite you all to come to the conference. Get your VIP ticket. It's only like 6 left. If you want to meet and greet with LaToya Luckett and have a good time with us. The conference is January 31st and February 1st. We're bringing in Black History Month together. I invite y'all to be there and share this space with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Lewis. And again, thank you each of our panelists for sharing your expertise and wisdom with us tonight. For everyone watching, take the tools, the knowledge, and insights you gained today and apply them to your own life. Let's continue to build the resilience, success, and dreams we all deserve. It's why many of us are here today. Now, again, thank you for everyone that tuned in tonight. You can reach us by our website, letshavemanversation.com. That is letshavemanversation.com. Be sure to join us next time for more empowering conversations on our virtual Manversation. Until then, keep striving, keep growing, keep building your dreams. Good night, everyone. Oh, I made it within an hour. I'm loving myself, man. Give that guy a gold star. Take care.